Thank you to Sanjay Jones for their support on Patreon. Hello everyone, my name is Vivian, and welcome to my top and bottom 5 on YouTube for 2021. It is the top 5 and best and worst things, specifically pertaining to YouTube, that has happened in the last year. It's not a fucking hard concept, and I don't want to make this too long, so let's get right into it. My number 5 goes actually to my personal stuff, but specifically what I've shared with you on YouTube. It seems like in the past year, I have made a bunch of videos describing in way too much detail than necessary all the various things that have been going on with me. And there have been some things that haven't made it on here, but the big things that made it on here, it really put it into context when I think someone sent it to me. It was like something on Reddit where someone had basically chronicled all the bad shit that happened to me this year. And, you know, everything that I put out was on there. Us getting screwed out of our house that we were trying to buy. Me getting kidnapped and sent to a mental hospital for a week. The fucking mental health stuff in general. My medical stuff. My doctor's ceaseless inability to figure out what's wrong with me. This was not a good year for my personal life. Yeah, man, it's been rough. It's been rough. My number 5 for the best column is all of the new beginnings, the things that have started brand new series in general. There's been the podcast is one of them, following the plot. In addition, we got like Burrows, the Adastra games. I did a couple of N64 Pokemon games, Puzzle League and Stadium. Arches, that started this year, and started and ended Next Step. That was fun. And the big one is the re-edits. Is my microphone even pointing at me? Have you been able to hear me this entire time? I'd received a few complaints about my demeanor and seeming inability to focus while streaming visual novel episodes. And I'm sure there are those that want that format back. I am not one. There were benefits, like not having to edit, but I'm paying for that now because trying to watch those back, it's fucking infuriating. I'll be literally in the middle of a sentence and then just look over at the chat. Sometimes I'll even respond to the chat. Sometimes I'll respond to the chat for a long fucking time. And when you're just trying to follow a story, it's goddamn infuriating. So yeah, no. But yes, my number 5 is for all the new shit that started, and looking forward to seeing how they play out, how they change over the years. We'll see how that goes. My number 4 on the bottom column is kind of related to the previous entry. It's all the abandoned series. All the times where I started up something and it didn't continue. Some of these are a little more explainable. You know, the ones that I didn't know if I really wanted to do a series on them, and then, yeah, I just didn't fucking feel like it. Like Sakura Angels, for example. Not a lot of people clamoring for that to come back. Got a whole list down here. We got Pokemon MMO, Pokemon Fire Red Rocket. That's kind of new, but still kind of got abandoned. I mentioned the Adastra games earlier, Kamia and Antaria. That's not really my fault that they got abandoned. Honey Pop, that was an episode. Same with Stardew Valley. I did a couple episodes of Metro 2033, and then that just sort of stopped. London's Aesop. And then, of course, there's the eternal... Did they cancel this series? I don't know. And occasionally I get questions like, did you cancel extracurricular activities? Like, it's 100+ episodes in. I didn't cancel it. Just sometimes I want to do something else with my time. But no, the Wolfstar Sins in Paradise recently has gotten a couple episodes, and the Hayseed Night. These two games they go months without getting episodes, and it's not for any excuse of a lack of content to be done. I just never get around to them, and I have no fucking clue why. I have a couple theories, but at most, that's about it. I don't know. I've been playing them for years, and I'm only recently getting to, like, episode 10 or something. Like, the fuck? But there have been times where I legitimately want to do something and it just gets swallowed up by, oh, so game got updated and this, that, and the other, and it just never gets the attention it deserves. And for those who are looking forward to those series, I'm hoping to rectify this in the coming year. Just keep reminding me of more than just extracurricular activities, okay? Mango. These things are great. Number 4 in the top column is numbers. Numbers of all kinds. Recently here on YouTube, I crossed the 9,000 subscriber mark. That's fucking fantastic. And we're already halfway, as of recording this, to 9,100. I'm super fucking stoked. I have no idea what to do for celebrations of these anymore. I remember I used to do talking back. That got abandoned. Oof. In addition, on Twitter, I also recently passed 1,000 followers, which is nuts, by the way. And even on TikTok, a place where I do very, very rare content. I very rarely post on there. And then when I do, it's barely content. On there, I have over 200. So thanks for that. In addition to follower and subscriber counts, one number really stands out to me, and that's 400. 400 is the amount of dollars that I make a month between Patreon and YouTube. Every once in a while, I'll do a stream and people will donate on there. And Patreon, people giving even as little as $1 goes a long way to help. That 400 goes to helping ease the burden of bills and stuff. You know, our lease is coming up soon, our rent's about to go up, and so every dollar really goes a long way to making things work around here. And it blows my mind when I figured out that I was regularly making $400 a month. That is almost nothing in comparison to like a salary, but compared to my expectation, which is nothing, I for the longest time made nothing from doing YouTube, and through your support, I've been able to pay a few bills in the month just by doing this and having fun, and through y'all enjoying what I do, and it really means the world to me. So I don't want this to go too long, but needless to say, thank you. My number 3 in the bottom category is the endings. Things that came to an end, either naturally or by force. Natural endings include the Spencer route and extracurricular activities, and Echo. The game Echo ended. You spend years of your life, and I've spent years of my life on these individual series, and then just one day, they go. Like when you read a book, you're constantly reminded that there's an ending right here. Sorry about that. There's an ending right at the end. And you can have your bookmarks, you can have your earmarked fucking whatever, but when you're holding it, you cannot ignore that there is an ending. But with a visual novel that you play over the years of development, hell, and through incremental updates, there's almost an illusion, especially when you really love it, that it won't end. And it just goes on forever. And obviously it can't. And if you think about it logically for even a second, you know it can't. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird not playing Echo anymore. Of course, I'm playing its 500 sequels, and with extracurricular activities, there's 17 other routes that I can do, with seemingly more on the way. But that's one way to handle the natural endings. The unnatural endings are things that had to get canceled. Now, there's a big example of a series getting canceled that I'll address coming up, but some more amicable ones were, all of the above. That is a show that I have been doing in various iterations since 2014. And finally, it just needed to end and be replaced. And it was rough to do. But yeah, for all the endings, and like I said, there's more to come, deal with them in your own specific way. My number 3 in the top column is a lot more simple. It is my new equipment and editing software. Because of the great generosity of the super patron, Alexander RHH, for my birthday, he gifted me a new gaming laptop, a Dell G5 something, and also, oh, can I make it? It did, yay! This Elgato HD S Plus. In addition to that, I had been using VideoPad Video Editor, a shitty program with shitty results. But now he gifted me a monthly subscription to Adobe Premiere, an actual, legit, they make movies with this shit style editing software that's allowed me to do more motion gags and more editing things and not want to die every time I have to edit a fucking video. And I don't remember if it was this year specifically or not. I feel like it was. But I would be remiss if I did not mention this microphone that my mother bought for me. This is a professional-ass microphone. So yeah, thank you to my mom and to Alexander RHH for the fucking equipment upgrade that makes it not fucking horrifying to do what I want to do. It's fucking great. Speaking of doing new things and console games and whatnot, my number 2 in the bottom column is when I try new things and they don't work out. I have often struggled with the fact that the biggest draw here are the visual novels. I've talked with other visual novel readers and creators, and even devs experience it from time to time when they branch out. It's hard when you're trying to do something else than the main thing that people expect from you. And this is not me saying that people should want other shit. But there are times where I don't fucking feel like narrating a goddamn thing. Or I don't want to do a visual novel. I want to sit down and share a childhood game with my audience. And a couple hundred of you will do that. And that's fucking awesome. Way more than I could have ever hoped and dreamed for. But it's hard not to notice that, you know, when I put out an episode of a visual novel and it gets 1,000, 2,000 odd views, it doesn't really stack up to Pokemon Puzzle League barely breaking 100. You know, people can watch whatever they want. I can also make whatever I want. Within the guidelines of YouTube. But even still, now that I have a better mindset about it, I can't deny that it burns a little bit when I spend hours editing an episode of a game that means a lot to me and I put a lot of effort into it, and maybe 1/20th of the people who will watch any given episode of a visual novel will even try to watch the other stuff. So yeah, that's just an inevitability. It happens. Moving on to my number 2 in the top column. Yes, the Golden Steves, man. An award show named after my future father-in-law, who has no interest in the internet. So to name an award show after him, which is about various visual novels on my YouTube channel. Plus just the name, the Golden Steves. It's just funny to me. That was a lot more work than I thought it would be. And yeah, it kind of sucked in the moment. It had way too many categories. It had way too many fucking videos. It was too much. Much, much too much. However, I still loved it. I fucking loved that people gave a shit. I loved being able to talk to the devs when they all unanimously were like, oh, okay, cool. And just in general, it was a really fun way to recognize some of the games that I've played. And if I ever do it again, I am like at least having the number of categories. And we're going to make it very clear which games qualify. And if I haven't played a game enough to really qualify it, I'm not going to mention it. Only games that I have played substantially will qualify. Fuck. But yeah, a lot of work. And I appreciate that you guys gave a shit and enjoyed it. So, who knows? Maybe the Golden Steves of 2021 moved on. I don't know. And finally, okay, let's do this. My number one in the bottom column has to be the Far Beyond the World bullshit. Okay, I'm going to say this right off the top to qualify everything that I'm about to say. Kale Tiger and I are cool now. All right? We still disagree on a lot of shit, a lot of fundamental shit, and we both fucking agreed that it just sucked so bad, way more than necessary, what happened for both of us, and that there's stuff that we could like figure out and why did this happen and get down to the whatever, but like it just sucked so bad. We don't even want to do that. We talked, we found we have like a weird amount of shit in common in our personal interests. I still don't want to play his game. He understands that. No beef there. We squashed the beef. We're cool. Like, we disagree about very fundamental shit. We'll probably never get on the same page about some things that were at the core of the problems that other people have, that we had with each other. But we both agreed that what happened was way far and beyond what was necessary or even justifiable at all. Both what happened, our reactions, none of that shit needed to go the way it did. And yeah, so if anyone's out there still fighting that fight, even in a ghost of On My Behalf, you can have your opinions about it. There are things that are still unresolved for me, but I've recognized that resolving them is not more important to me right now than just never having to deal with that shit again. Well, those videos are gone. I deleted them. I deleted the episodes of All the Above where I was talking about it. I deleted the episodes of Far Beyond the World themselves because it's not fucking helpful, all right? I can dislike I still don't like the fucking game. And I don't like what happened. I don't like what was said. I don't like the actions that were taken. I disagree with the fundamental amount of things that are behind some of those things. But at the end of the day, that's fucking it. It's over. I don't care about it anymore. I want it to be done. I don't want this shit. We're all just trying to create. We're just trying to have a good time, make a thing that we like. Like I said, I'm not saying that all of a sudden I agree with everything he's done. I don't. I don't like the game. I don't like a lot of stuff that was said and done. I appreciate the people that wanted to protect me and to, who made it apparent that fucking with me the way they did on a personal level, on, making fun of my medical condition, making fun of my gender identity, making fun of a lot of the things that are tied to very serious things. I appreciate that. But I have said before, and I'll say it again, if anyone uses my name or anything about me to do harm onto others, I disown them. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not here to prove my point or to make my case or to be, an infallible fucking figure in the sphere of furry visual novels. I'm just here to have fun doing whatever the fuck I do. It's amazing how many people just want to do that. That's it. We just recognize that we're two people that just wanted to do a thing, and a lot of people took that personally. And I, for one, have no interest in that. I got there's no part of me that wants anything to do with drama, with fucking campaign of smears, with fucking any of that shit. I don't fucking care. I have opinions about the things that were done. A lot of people were hurt, and me and him were hurt very severely. And I'm not going to tell people not to have their opinions. I have mine, he has his, everyone has their own. But just know that as far as I'm concerned, the beef is squashed, and I'm just gonna stay away from it. Hopefully that'll be the last time I have to say shit about it. Because I'm not playing the game again. I don't want to. Don't have to. I'm not gonna. And that's about it. If anything else happens in that community, if anything ruffles feathers, if anyone has legitimate beefs, have them do whatever, but just leave me the fuck out of it. I'm done. And so that we can end on a happy note, my number one of the top column for 2021 is my new presentation. I've worked really hard on my new presentation, specifically in regards to honoring my transition, my channel name change to reflect the fact that I am not the child that came up with the name Decker Link anymore. That was many, 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 many years ago, multiple decades ago now. And at the end of the day, whatever game I play, I want it to be clear that it's coming from me. And right now, me means Vivian Jade. That's me. That's it. That also includes the effort I've been putting into recent thumbnails. I just feel better. And that's really it. It just needs to feel better for me, because I'm the one fucking doing them. But taking more ownership of the identity of this channel as being about what I want to do. That's the biggest struggle I've had with it. Feeling like I can't do what I want to do because it's not what people want me to do. Or it's not what will make people happy. It's not what people will want to see. It's not whatever. I did a fucking video about me playing a bus simulator. Looking at it right now, 300 views, and it only came like a couple days after an episode of Tennis Ace that is currently sitting at 1,500 views. I had fun playing both. And that should be fucking all that matters. And I enjoy making those thumbnails. I enjoy, doing the audio stuff. I enjoy the little editing gags that I do from time to time. And I enjoy hearing from people who enjoy them too. And that's it. That's it. So there you have it. My top and bottom 5 of my 2021 on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this didn't go too long. The recording is at 40 minutes, so I really hope I was able to cut some shit. And I look forward to seeing what 2022 brings. 2022. 2022. That's a fun one to say. We're in the second roaring 20s, whereas before it was celebration, now everyone is mad. And rightfully so. I hope it's a better year. I would dare say that 2021 was better than 2020. Low bar, but still. Thank you all very much for watching. I look forward to seeing what the next year brings, and I hope you'll be here to see it through as well. Let me know down below what your top and bottom 5 were. It's good to recognize where things went wrong, but also to celebrate where things went right. And that's good. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day. Bye, everyone.